Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. This is Nas Maldar, and in today's video I will be sharing with you guys how to draw eyes. So from many years, one compliment that has been constant with me is about how I draw eyes, and so I'm going to give you the easiest tutorial I have taught many children, and the best thing I can teach is how to draw eyes. Okay, so this video I'm going to divide it into four parts. First one would be the anatomy. I'll be explaining how anatomy about the eye is, but we are not going to go much scientific details. We are just going to go over the structure and the important things you need to cover about the eyes and understand, okay, for drawing them. Then I'm going to show you how to draw straight eyes, and then again I'm going to show you how to draw eyes which are angled, or you could say from a certain perspective. And then for the last, we are going to see different types of eyes based on the people. Like some people have sleepy eyes, some people have cat eyes, as you may know the trend: sleepy eye, cat eye trend, fox eye trend, or siren eyes and doe eyes. So what makes the difference in such eyes and how you can draw them, we are going to go into depth for it. Well, I'm going to try my best to make this video as short as possible so it works as a guide for you guys. Okay, so now to understand the anatomy at the basic level, suppose this is an eyeball and iris is situated like a patch over it. Okay, so now when you move the eyeball to the right or left side, it is going to be a reflective part, or it is going to appear like a bulge. That is why when you paint or sketch a side profile, the the iris comes little bit out like a bulge, and it's a reflective part. Like even for now, as you can see, the most reflective part in my eye, even though the light is right in the bulb is right in front of me, the most reflective part in my eye is the iris, and it's showing the white light. Okay, so the iris is, just remember that the iris is the reflective part. Okay, now this eyeball and iris, they are situated in a socket of the skull. Everyone knows skull. Okay, that's the first thing you see everywhere. Now this eye socket is situated into the skull, and suppose there is a cloth over it, there is a covering which is going to be the eyelid. Now make a slight cut from the center of the eye, and that is going to be the two parts of your eyelids, the upper part and the lower part. Okay, this much is sufficient for the understanding about how the structure is supposed to be look. Your eyeball has iris over it, and that structure, that eyeball, is situated into a socket, and there is a covering from upside and downside. Now let's start with how to draw the eyes which are in the straight position or looking straight at you. Okay, so for that, first we are going to draw a circle. Okay, and upon this circle we are going to draw the iris at the center, because we are drawing straight eyes. Okay, at the center we are going to draw the iris. Then we are going to cover this with the eyelid. We are not going to put it into a socket, that is not needed unless you are going to paint everything, like those artists who paint entire skull and then they put eyeballs, then put the nervous system, and we are not doing that. Okay, so now we are going to cover it with the eyelid. Suppose the expression here is shocked, I'm not going to cover the iris over here, and then here the covering is done. Now suppose if your eyeballs a bit outward than the socket, so now the eyelids are going to move outside, right? For those people who have eye sockets completely inside, they have very small amount of the space between their eyelids and the eyelashes, right? You do understand that. Similarly, if since my eyeballs are quite outside from the socket, my eyelid and my eyelashes have quite a bit of a distance. That's where the, what are they called? Just remember the fold of the eyelids. Okay, so simple thing is to understand that if your eyeballs a bit outward from your socket, you are going to have much more fold of the eyelids. Okay, and if they are inward, that's when you have small eyes, or the eyes without the double lid. Okay, yeah, double lid, that's what it's called. Okay, now at the side where the socket ends, there is going to be a bulge for your eyebrows. So that's going to be you could put it into any shape. Okay, I like to put it into the shape like this. So now here you have gotten your eye from the front. Now there is a main thing which a lot of people draw wrong, and those are the eyelashes. This is going to be quite important for those people who draw these straight eyelashes as if they are drawing the rays of the sun for the 5-year-old child. Okay, so we are not going to do that. Just simple understanding is that turn your drawings and suppose they are arising from the eyelids end. Okay, they are arising from the eyelids end, and then curve it as if they are going over this area. Curve it and pull them outward. Okay, from the center they are going to go up, from the sides they are going to go at sides. Suppose they are inward, then they are going to go this way. They're outside, they are going to go outside, and from the center they are going to go upwards. Okay, now one thing you need to remember is that when eyelashes are near the end of the eyes, then the eyelashes are going to have much more length as compared to the start of the eyes. So suppose this is the end and suppose this is the start. Here the length of the eyelashes are going to be much more bigger or greater as compared to here. There are almost non-existent eyelashes over here. Okay, so that's one thing you need to remember to make your eyes look much more natural. Okay, so this is so for the structure for the straight eye. So now for drawing this eyes and the side profile, we are again going to draw the eyeball, but this time we are going to draw the iris at the side, and we are going to draw it half only. Then suppose here is the center, we are going to draw eyelids over here. They are going to appear as a fold. Okay, like there is going to be a small fold at the end, and as I said, the eyeball is going to look like a bulge. Iris is going to look like a bulge. Okay, so bulge is created here. Then we continue with the eyebrows. Now eyelashes. So you get the eyeballs from the side. Okay, so now the side is done. Now we are going to see how the eyes are supposed to look when you draw them from an angle. Okay, so now we have done straights for front, for the side. Now we are going to see from the angle. Simply we are going to put the center crossing downwards. Same structure as we did for the side, but just crossing downwards. Then we draw the eyebrow, a little bit of bulge at the end. This is for the sides when you get an angled version. So basically the angled version does not change much thing. Yeah, it doesn't change much thing. To understand angled eyes better, I would simply suggest you draw more of the angled eyes. I think understanding the structure of the eye at the front and the side profile is quite easy, but to understand how eyes are supposed to look at a certain angle, it's a bit complicated. So you need to practice more to understand how the eyelids are supposed to go and how the curves are supposed to form. Like now you drew front and the side profile. So draw the eyes at this position or this position. Just get it. I'm not able to put this thing into the words. I have tried already 3 times. Now this is the main thing, different types of the eyes and how you are supposed to understand or draw them. Okay, so I don't think I'm supposed or needed to draw and show them. If you do need, you just comment, I'll show it in a short video or something, because I don't think that's required. So to understand different types of the eyes, let's first categorize them. You could say the structure of the eye may vary based upon the age. Suppose the children may have different types of the eyes, like sometimes their eyes are way too small, sometimes Some babies have cute Barbie doll like eyes, like cute shiny eyes. Then in teenagers they are going to vary. Some teenagers have very aggressive eyes. Suppose you are looking at a boy who does alcohol, his eyes are going to look very depressed or very soggy. Okay. Then suppose you are going to draw eyes for a woman who is having two children. Suppose her eyes are going to be either very bright with a lot of reflection, or very dull if she's tired. Okay. Or you're drawing an old man for about age of 90 or 80, so he's going to have a very wrinkly eyes. Okay, you get the idea. So age matters, their position of the socket within their position of the eye and the socket matters. Then again, some people have the eyebrows very much closer to their eyes, like a little bit of space where you see the for example, the men with the very small eyes and very thick eyebrows. Okay, you could say the distance between the eyebrows and the eyes are quite small. So you need to understand that. One thing throughout my journey of sketching and painting I have realized, which is very important thing, the standard profile or the standard structure you understand for the face or the eyes is not same for everyone. So if you are picking a reference, everything is going to vary. It's never going to be same unless you are taking the pictures which have the standard things. Like if you are taking the picture of the Adriana Lima, then of course she's going to have this perfect symmetrical face with the perfect eyes and the perfect symmetry and stuff. But if you do things for the commission, if you do paintings or drawings for the commission, and you do for the variety, like if you like to paint a variety of the range or like to sketch a variety of the faces, then you will note that they are never the same. Okay, there is always a bit of the change in the eye positions, there is always a bit of the change in the lip positions. Sometimes people may have the upper lips way too small and the lower lips way too big. Okay, such changes arise, such changes do take place. And so sometimes you do understand, you need to understand that you are supposed to forget what you have learned and understand how the shapes are going in the reference. For that I have a very nice trick to understand. I don't follow the grid method for sketching. I don't follow the Blocken method. I would say I do follow Loomis method, but I follow it with based on how I feel comfortable. So if you want to understand how to draw faces, let me know in the comments. I'll post a guide about that as well, because I use a trick. Okay, I use Iris Paintex. I use a trick. So if you do want to know that trick, let me know in the comments and I'll share. So far I think this much is enough to understand how the eyes are supposed to go. If you do want me to show you how to draw eyes with different perspectives, like different ages and stuff, let me know in the comments. I'll post a short video, okay, which will be much easier to understand. So far this much is it for this video. I hope this video turns out helpful for you guys. If you did watch the video till the end and you liked it, then make sure to like and subscribe for more content like this. Thank you.